The Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crimes publication dated February 2022 has fueled a new narrative of an ISIS South African network. Subsequent newspaper articles, all of which are based on the report, are as inaccurate as the appearance of the report itself and fail to note the factual content contained, often in single sentences or hidden under layers of misdirection. This is best illustrated through the words of the authors themselves. Consider the impression that the title of this report creates in your mind as a viewer. Consider how the contents impact on your impression, specifically the chapter Insurgency and Illicit Economies in Cabo Delgado. Are your perceptions of the topic in line with these facts presented by the author Alistair Nelson?
The simplest thing to say is that to date, there is no strong connection at all between Al-Shabaab in Mozambique and the illicit economies. And this is looking at the multiple illicit economies, the multiple drugs types, heroin, methamphetamines, cocaine, human smuggling, gemstone trafficking, timber, and wildlife.
Should this publication not have been titled Insurgency Eliminating Trafficking in Cabo Delgado?
Now, what we do see has happened. We see the insurgency displacing those illicit trades.
The next theme is encapsulated in the executive summary, a localized insurgency with regional implications, and the corresponding section, origins and drivers of the conflict. As author Julia Steinhardt explains, the main sources of funding for the insurgency are local.
That the bulk of it seems to be sourced from Mozambican government stored weapons. There are also allegations that came up during our research that some members of the Mozambican military were illicitly diverting weapons to the insurgents.
On page 6, the report states there are fears that fighters could scatter to other regions. The section on page 19, Religious Extremism, provides a powerful narrative, describes the origin of the insurgency as an Islamic sect. However, it is striking to see how misdirection drowns out the facts stressed by the author herself.
We would stress that the factors which brought about conflict in Cabo Delgado are quite unique to the region, and we could not necessarily expect this kind of indiscriminate expansion beyond, neighbouring regions of Mozambique, for example, potentially over borders or over to neighbouring countries of Mozambique. It is a locally based insurgency, and it's driven by the local factors, strong socioeconomic divides that exist in Cabo Delgado, which we think has led to this in the first place.
Up next, we consider the analysis focused specifically on South Africa. Tobias for CI Radio News.